Hi, welcome to the Physics of Earth and Space Science. My name is Dr. St. Fleur. So in this presentation, I'm going to tell you a little bit about me, tell you a little bit about the course and the class structure. I have a message for parents, and I'll talk to you about materials that are needed for the class. So let's get started with a bit about me. This is my second year at TJ. My first year being last year was kind of a strange and very interesting year. But I am super excited for this year. I had a wonderful first year. I got to learn and know wonderful students. So I'm excited to get to know you all too. But prior to teaching at TJ, I taught for 5 years at Leadership Public Schools, which is a public charter in Richmond, California. So I have additional teaching experience in addition to my time at TJ. Now, prior to becoming a teacher, I was a graduate student getting a PhD in chemistry from Stony Brook University, which is a university on Long Island, New York, which is where I'm originally from. And this is an image of me back in graduate school. So let's talk a little bit about this course. What is Earth science? Well, first of all, it's the study of Earth and its atmosphere. And one thing that's super cool about Earth science is that it's probably the most real world of the real world sciences out there. And you'll see when you see some of the topics that we're going to study. So there are a variety of topics that you're going to learn in this class. Now, how will success in this course help you? You may be wondering. Well, one, it's a science credit for graduation. So if you're successful, you've got a science credit that you need. Two, you're going to learn more about the world around you and in ways that you interact with the world or may interact with the world in the future. So let's look at some of the topics that we're going to cover. The first unit is Earth systems. In Earth systems, we're going to learn about the layers of the Earth. We're going to study plate tectonics. And that has to do with things like earthquakes and volcanoes. We'll learn about things there. We'll also learn about the magnetic field in that unit. The second unit, we get into Earth and human activity. So we're going to learn about things like properties of water, like erosion, which is like the breaking down of like rocks and soil because of water or land because of water. And then also the rock cycle, like how that gets built back up. We're going to learn about energy and the two types of energy and how it's transferred, and climate change, which is, one way that humans are impacting the Earth. And then finally, we're going to end in space. All right, so we're going to learn about the Big Bang Theory, which is a theory that describes the origin of the universe. We're going to learn about stars and the sun, which is a type of star, and then also orbital motion. So as you probably know, the Earth orbits around the sun, and we're going to learn about that motion. So these are some of the things that we're going to cover in this class. Now, in addition to learning the content, I want you to know that you're going to learn more than just content here. You are going to develop and strengthen scientific habits and skills such as collecting and analyzing data, so we'll be using data, performing research, expanding your scientific literacy, so like your vocabulary and how to communicate in science as well, and then also practicing metacognition, which is maybe a new word for you, but that essentially means thinking about how you learn and responding to how you learn. So making the adjustments so that you can learn better. And the reason why we're going to focus on these skills is because I believe the development of these skills will enable you to be more informed member of society. And I believe that these skills are essential tools for future success. So let's talk about how we're actually going to learn these things in this class. Well, first, you have to ask questions. And there are multiple opportunities for you to ask questions, either when we're together or during that student support time. And I'll show you a schedule in a moment. Two, you have to be willing to make mistakes and to learn from them. So I'm really big on students getting second opportunities so they can learn from their mistakes. But three, and probably most important, you have to do your best. So our best may look different from day to day, but it's important that you try your best each time so that you can learn and grow. So I always like to break things up with some checks for understanding because we've already covered some content. So how much do you know? So what I'll do is I'm going to read the check for understanding question or the CFU, and then I will tell you to pause the video. During that time, you can reread it and answer the question. Once you've finished answering the question, press play and the answer will be revealed. So, which of the following is true about what you will learn in this class? A, you will only learn skills. B, you will only learn content. C, you will learn both skills and content. Or D, you will learn neither skills nor content. All right, pause the video now, and when you press play again, the answer will be revealed. Great, the answer choice is C. You're going to learn both content, the science content, and you're going to learn some skills. How about another CFU? Which of the following is not a way that we learn in this class? So which one is not a way that we learn in this class? A, doing our best. B, asking questions. C, making and learning from our mistakes. D, giving up when things are hard. Pause the video now, and when you press play again, the answer will be revealed. Great. D, we don't give up when things are hard. And things will get hard, and that's okay. And that's why we have all that support time. So if you feel like things are getting hard, make sure you reach out. So speaking of support, how do I support the learning process? Well, I'll do that in multiple ways. First, there are a lot of student support hours, and they can look different depending on what's convenient for you, or what works for you. So first, there will be drop-in hours that are designated for your class, that anyone from your class can drop in to get help. Also, I will invite students that I notice that need more support. So these students, if I invite you, I expect for you to attend. Now, you may not be able to attend for whatever reason, just let me know. The third way that you can get support is through a scheduled support hour. So you can reach out to me and say, hey, can you make sure that you're on Google Meets to meet with me for some extra support? Now, the reason why that's important is because we have a big chunk for support hours, and sometimes during that time I have to be in meetings. So if you're telling me that, hey, I want to meet with you at this time and I have a meeting, I'll let you know and reschedule with you. Okay, so that's why it's good if you cannot make any other times that you schedule with me. But I will be around during that support time. Exit tickets are another way to support you. I make them open notes and you can resubmit them. And I do that so that you can learn from your mistakes. Okay, so that's the reason why I do that. Now, here's the thing though. Because you can resubmit it, what I don't want to see is students just guessing the first time and not really trying hard. And so they mark down the ones that they got wrong and then re-guess. That's not a guessing game that we want to play, because remember, the resubmission, the fact that you can submit it again, is so that you learn. So if I notice that you're guessing, I'm going to override your grades. And finally, the way I support you is through feedback. So in addition to me grading your work and giving you feedback that way, I'm also going to ask for you to give me feedback on how things are going in the class. So if something's not going well, then I'll try and readjust to make sure I can best support you. Now I want to take a quick look at our weekly schedule so we can talk about the student support time and everything. So in our class, there's going to be two main parts of the schedule. The synchronous instruction part, and that's the part shown here like in the light blue color, that label blocks 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that's the time when we all meet together. You are required to attend the synchronous instruction, just like regular school, including on Wednesdays when we have a small chunk of synchronous instruction. So on that Wednesday, I'm going to expect you to be there. The second part is the asynchronous instruction. Now, this is where you get work outside of class to do, and I'll give you about 30 minutes worth of work. You'll also use this time for student support. So as you see in the schedule, there are certain times for you to check in with me that are sort of built in to the schedule that's designated for your class. But outside of that, there's still a lot of student support time. So you don't have to use those times. I will either invite you if I feel like you need additional support, or you can request if you feel like you need additional support and you can't make it to any other times. Remember, I'll be around during that student support time. It's just that sometimes I may have meetings or whatever that I need to make sure that you're not waiting for me. Because if I'm not in Google Meets, you can't get into Google Meets. The last thing is, last couple of things is assignments are posted in Schoology. All of your assignments are in Schoology. And your weekly assignments are due at 8:30 a.m. in your case, it'll be Tuesday. Since I see you on Tuesdays, the first day of the week I see you is on Tuesday. The following Tuesday, all of the weekly assignments will be due at 8:30 a.m. Okay, so which of the following statements is false regarding work expectations? Students must attend all support hours. B, students are required to attend synchronous instructions. C, students should expect about 30 minutes of work during asynchronous instruction days. Or D, assignments are posted in Schoology. Remember, this time you're looking for the one that's not true, the false statement. Pause the video now, and when you press play again, the answer will be revealed. The answer is A. Remember, you do not need to attend all the support hours. So you attend them as you need them, or if I feel that you need them and I invite you. CFU 4, true or false? It's okay to guess most or all of the answers on the exit ticket because you can resubmit. Explain your answer. Pause the video now. When you press play again, the answer will be revealed. That answer is false. Remember, the resubmission option is for you to learn from your mistakes. So I let you do it again so you can learn from your mistakes. If you guess the answers, you're not learning. CFU 5. Sam is struggling in class and needs extra support. Unfortunately, Sam cannot make it to the drop-in support for Sam's class. So that time that I scheduled for Sam's class, Sam cannot make it. What should Sam do? Pause the video now, and when you press play again, the answer will be revealed. As you probably know, Sam should schedule support. So Sam should reach out to me, Dr. St. Fleur, either through an email or a Schoology message and say, hey, can we schedule a time? And remember, if I have a meeting and I can't make that time, I'll let you know and I'll reschedule with you because I'm there for you during that time. All right, now just a quick message to my parents. So as I know you all are trying to support your kids the best way that you can, and with this virtual learning, that sort of changed a bit. So what are the ways I'm expecting you to support your child in my class? First thing is their first assignment is to have the syllabus signature form and survey completed by you. So that means that I'm expecting you to read through the syllabus, and then there's going to be a Google form where you can mark that you've read it, and that will count as your signature. And then there'll be a quick survey just so that you can give me any information that will best support your child, anything that you think I should know to support your child. Another thing you can do is to ask your child what they have learned that day or that week in their classes. And research shows that when students communicate what they've learned to their family members or friends outside of class, it reinforces their learning and increases their engagement. So just asking them what they learned is helpful. The other thing is to check the grades in Schoology. So as the grades get updated, you want to be informed so you know how your child is doing. And if they are not doing well and you think, hey, you definitely can do better, remind them to attend the support hours when they need it. And finally, feel free to contact me with any questions or concern. You can email me. Here's my email. That's my FCPS email. Or you can message me through Schoology. And in Schoology, you'll see like this little icon here, an envelope. I think that's one way you can send me a message is using that icon. If you are going to use that and you need to search my name, I would recommend you search by my last name, Saint Fleur, Stfleur, because I believe I'm the only one in the system. So search my name and then I should pop up. All right, now let's talk about materials that you'll need for this class. So of course you'll need a Chromebook or some device that's connected to the internet that you can use to submit your work. You'll also need a notebook for notes. It can be a spiral notebook or a composition notebook, your choice. It could also be loose leaf pieces of paper as long as you have some way to keep them all together. You also need something to write with as well when you're taking notes. And finally, color pencils, because sometimes we'll have to color code or create models of things. And so the color pencils are useful for that. So I'm expecting that these materials should be obtained by the second week of school. But if you have any questions or concerns about the materials, please let me know as soon as possible. Again, you can let me know through an email, through message in Schoology, or the other thing that you can do is you can fill that out on the survey. All right, I just want to thank you all for your time and have a quality day. I look forward to working with you and meeting my new kiddos. Take care.